As we prepare for the graduation ceremony, for your safety and comfort, please be aware of the nearest exit. At this time, if you would, also ensure that your cellular phones are silenced. If you need assistance at any time, please alert the nearest college employee. In order to maintain the dignity of this ceremony and to ensure each family has the ability to celebrate this special occasion with their graduate, please refrain from using any air horns or other noise-making devices when we call your graduate's name today. Thank you in advance for abiding by this request. Please rise as you are able for our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed, and the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Please be seated.
Well, good afternoon. On behalf of the faculty, staff, administration, Board of Visitors, Board of Trustees, but most importantly, on behalf of our student body, let me welcome each of you to the Fall 2021 Arkansas State University Beebe Commencement Exercises. I'm Jennifer Methvin, the Chancellor of ASU-Beebe, and I'm honored to be here today to share this day with our faculty, staff, and graduates from across our campuses in Beebe, Heber Springs, Searcy, and the Little Rock Air Force Base. As we begin the ceremony, I'm honored to introduce our platform party, which includes administrative personnel who provide leadership at our institution, and some of the very special board members who support and inspire us to greater success. As I introduce our dignitaries, please hold your applause until all have been introduced. From our ASU System Board of Trustees, Trustee Steve Eddington, and Trustee Bishop Robert Rudolph Jr. We're also joined by ASU Board of Visitors member, Dr. Hazel Dickey. From our faculty and staff, Vice Chancellor for Academics, Dr. Jason Goodner, Vice Chancellor for Student Services, Dr. David Mays, Dean of the Division of Career Education, Dr. Cheryl Wiedmeyer, Associate Professor of Communication and Theater, Mr. Ryan Gibbons, is our MC for today's ceremonies. We're also joined by our Faculty Senate President, Justin Allen, and our Staff Senate President, Stephanie Quick. Finally, we have Dr. April Martin, who is our registrar, and she coordinates our commencement exercises. And this, our last college commencement exercise for the day, I want to point out that Dr. April Martin has on her doctoral regalia for the first time. She has a commencement exercise to attend herself next week. So congratulations, Dr. Martin. And finally, it's my pleasure to introduce our student speaker, Katie Mae Cogbill. You'll hear more about her in just a moment, but help me thank all of our platform guests for being here with us today. And of course, each person here is an honored and special guest, and I thank you for being with us for this celebration. At this time, I'm pleased to invite to the podium one of our ASU System trustees, one of our newest ASU System trustees, Trustee Rudolph, to bring you greetings from the Arkansas State University system.
Good afternoon. I want to give honor to Dr. Meffin and the members of this institution, the members of the administration and staff and faculty. It is indeed an honor and a privilege to be a part of this great ceremony on today. On behalf of the Arkansas State University System Board of Trustees and our system president, Dr. Chuck Welch, we are indeed proud of each and every one of you. Everybody has a different story. Everybody has a different situation that they're dealing with, and you have gone through a great deal. There is one particular poem that comes to mind as I stand before you. In just this minute that I have, I would like to share it with you. It is probably one of the better poems that I have always enjoyed, but it talks about how you can do it beyond the circumstances, and I want to encourage you at this time to do so. It is a poem by William Ernest Henley. It's called The Invictus. It says, out of the night that covers me, black as the pit from pole to pole, I think whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. In the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not winced nor cried aloud. Under the bludgeonings of chance, my head is bloody, but yet unbowed. Beyond this place of wrath and tears looms but the horror of the shade, and yet the menace of the years finds and shall find me unafraid. It matters not how straight the gate, how charged with punishments the scroll. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. On behalf of the Arkansas State University System Board of Trustees, we know that you can do any and everything you set your mind to. Please remember that you really are in control of your circumstances. Thank you so much, and we appreciate you being a part of the Arkansas State University System family. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Rudolph. That's awesome. Graduates, it is an honor to be celebrating with you today. You join our graduates since the institution's founding in 1927 as an ASU-Beebe alum. That makes you a unique person, a person who is prepared for a life of learning. Many students attempt higher education, but fewer students commit themselves to the time, focus, and work that it takes to complete a program and a credential. You, however, dedicated yourselves to the task, and you have accomplished your goal. Now, it goes without saying, I think, that accomplishing this goal presented you with more than just a few unusual challenges. Many of you started, and all of you completed your program of study in the middle of a public health crisis. Without invitation or much preparation, everything changed for you in early spring 2020. The adjustments you made were many, with smaller class sizes, different learning formats, with email, phone calls, Canvas, Skype, FaceTime, and Zoom becoming a huge part of your learning life. You adapted to changes in housing, social distancing, wearing masks, and being constantly mindful, not just of your safety, but of that of the staff and other students. Testing, lab work, clinicals, internships, all were disrupted in one fashion or another. Things have been, well, pretty difficult. This has been a hardship for you, that is certain, but graduates, will you entertain with me the thought that this has also been an opportunity? I ask you to reflect on the fact that you have plowed a lot of new ground in your time with us, and I want you to know what a positive impact you have had on the campuses of ASU-Beebe. The experiences we have been through in 2020 and 2021 will change our views and our world forever. I want you to know that we have been your students, as much as you have been ours. So I want to thank you for what you have taught us, what you've taught us about flexibility, resilience, innovation, service, remote learning, and maybe particularly more what you have taught us about how to improve in-person learning and in-person services. Thank you for your challenging questions and for the example that you have set. Thank you for pushing us to new kinds of communication and creative uses of technology. The result, I believe, is that we are not just doing things differently. The result is that the campuses of ASU-Beebe are leveraging what we have learned in these onerous years in order to offer the best learning opportunities and experiences that we have ever offered, both inside and outside of the classroom. Thank you, graduates, for being our partners in this learning experience. Graduates, I'm exceptionally proud of the determination, resilience, character, and grit that you have displayed as we've navigated these historical events. You have been leaders. You have been teachers. You have been vanguard. As you exit our doors to take your next step, I challenge you to continue to be vanguard. Dare to lead the way, dare to set the example, dare to help others. Look for opportunities to continue to learn and to transform the lives of others through your chosen profession and through your life. Graduates, on behalf of your faculty and staff, I thank you for inviting us into your lives and allowing us to share a portion of your educational journey. We are proud of you, and we know that you will accomplish much. Now, graduates, one final note before we move on to our student speaker. One of my greatest joys as Chancellor is shaking your hand at graduation. For safety, we'll forgo the handshake today. However, at your comfort level, you are invited to remove your mask before crossing the front of the stage. You'll come right across here. Before you cross the front of the stage to receive your diploma, you may remove your mask if you are comfortable. I've been vaccinated and I've been boosted even, and I know your family would love to see your smiling face. Simply put your mask back on as you return to your seat, okay? All right. At this time, I would like to introduce our Vice Chancellor for Academics, Dr. Jason Goodner. Dr. Goodner?
Thank you, Chancellor Methvin. On behalf of the faculty and staff of ASU-Beebe, it is my honor to introduce our student commencement speaker, Katie Mae Cogbill. Katie Mae is an agricultural education student from Cabot, Arkansas. A non-traditional student, wife, and mother, Katie Mae decided to pursue her passion for teaching and the outdoors after being diagnosed with multiple sclerosis in 2018 and serving 6 years as an aerospace medical technician and trainer in the U.S. Air Force. Prior to the pandemic, Katie Mae served her community as a horse handler with Beyond Boundaries Therapy Center in Ward, Arkansas, and was nominated with distinction by her faculty to represent her peers as this year's commencement speaker. After completing her associate's degree, Katie Mae plans to transfer to Arkansas Tech University to continue her studies in ag education. Please join me in welcoming Katie Mae to the podium.
Hello, everyone. So to members of the board, Dr. Methvin, faculty, staff, and most importantly, my fellow graduates, good afternoon, and thank you all for being here today. I also want to give a special welcome and thank you to all of the family and friends that came out to celebrate this awesome day with your graduates. And most people, of course, probably don't know me here, but so I'm going to try to make this quick and hopefully give everyone a little bit of inspiration, as well as blow this speech out of the water for a few instructors over there. So to my fellow graduates, we should all be very proud of ourselves for making it to this day. We've put in the effort, the work, and we've learned so much. However, there are some things that no one can really teach or prepare you for in life, and that is the struggles that life will toss at you. Everyone struggles during their life, some small struggles, some big, some that are very visible, some that you can only keep stuck in your mind. And I am considered a non-traditional student because struggles kept me from being able to finally kind of reach my goals. However, I have finally reached at least one of my goals today at the age of 32. Because the struggles have slowed me down, things like my son being born whenever I was 19 years old, my husband Daniel being injured in an accident where he broke his back in 5 places and shattered his right arm, my son being diagnosed as nonverbal autistic before his 2nd birthday, and as you've heard, my diagnosis with multiple sclerosis. There were plenty of struggles that I have been going through my life. We struggled financially for a while. We struggled to get my son resources that he needed, and we could never really keep our heads above water. To attempt to save my family, I did join the United States Air Force, where I became a medic. My family and I were pulled out of the struggles that we were stuck in prior to my enlistment. And I had hoped to make a career out of the Air Force because things were finally looking up for us. Unfortunately, my successful military career had ended much sooner than I would have hoped for whenever I was diagnosed, and I was retired after only 6 years. I struggle and still struggle with that part of my life finally being taken away because I loved it so much. There are days that I struggle because of my MS. I struggle to see, to walk, and to even comprehend information that's directly in front of me. And just a few months after my diagnosis, on February 19th, 2019, my little brother, Joshua, took his own life. And I know I still struggle with that. I know my whole family does. I still struggle with losing one of my biggest supporters and one of my best friends. But after my retirement, my family and I moved back to Arkansas, and I decided that I needed to change my career path in order to accommodate my new illness. And during my time at Arkansas State University in Beebe, I struggled to choose my new path. I changed my degree from healthcare, veterinary technician, animal science, and now agriculture education. So it's okay to change your mind on things. But I will say that the staff and the instructors here at ASU-Beebe have really helped me to finally reach my goal and to succeed. There are a couple of instructors that I've come to look up to here, and without their support, wisdom, and guidance, and their confidence in me as a student, I probably wouldn't even be standing up here with y'all today. So for Mr. Jerry Seitz and Mr. Chuck Wisdom, I want to say thank you for all of your time and effort with me and all of your students. And of course, to Mr. Ryan Gibbons, I want to thank you for your confidence in me and my public speaking abilities. And if there's anything I can pass on to everyone here today, is that your goals may have to be altered because of struggles. You may feel like you hit roadblocks. You may feel like giving up, but as someone who has been through struggles that have really impacted my life, I'd like to give a couple of points of advice that I like to try to keep in mind. The first would be to actually accept your struggles. If you accept those struggles, failures, setbacks, and you turn those struggles actually into small goals just to reach beyond, those struggles won't slow you down. When I was retired from the military, I did feel like a failure. But rather than feel sorry for myself, I went back to school, and now I'm on to my next goal. My second piece of advice would actually be to surround yourself with a supportive and positive support system. It's not always easy to see the other side of struggles, but if you have people that will lift you up whenever you're down, it'll remind you to keep going. And although I no longer have my brother's encouragement, I know I still have my family and my friends and my mentors to keep me going when I don't feel like I can anymore. And lastly, I want to give everybody a piece of advice that seems a little bit harder to do for some, but I have found it to help me. And that is to avoid looking at those struggles as a negative occurrence, event, or anything that happens with you. And what I mean by this is that some struggles you can control, some you cannot. And there have been several struggles that my family's gone through. And there have been times when people have said things to me along the lines of, wow, you're handling this very well. And the only response I've ever given was, what am I supposed to do? I still have a job to do, a family to take care of, and I still have a life to live. There will be some struggles that you cannot change, but if you deny those struggles even exist, they will get bigger and harder for you to just overcome. And as stated by Liz Brown, if life knocks you down, try to land on your back. Because if you can look up, you can get up. And struggles will come and go for everyone at some point. But they don't have to keep you from stopping to actually reach for your goals at all. And I hope all of you do continue to set goals for yourself. And I hope that those goals motivate you to still get up out of bed every morning and keep going. You may think of graduating today as not quite your ultimate goal in life, but because you did make it here, it proves that you are proactive in reaching your goals and you will not let those struggles ever stop you. You keep going. And I've got one more quote, just because it is my favorite show right now, is from Ragnar Lothbrok from the famous Viking series. Don't hesitate looking back, because you're not going that way. So congratulations again, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Katie May, for sharing your story and offering your words of encouragement. Everyone's story is different, but life is about persevering and moving forward. And Katie May has shared that journey of her life with us today, and we appreciate that. More importantly, we appreciate you serving as our student commencement speaker this morning, Katie May. And on behalf of the faculty and staff and our students, we'd like to present you a token of our appreciation. Thank you so much. Please join me in welcoming our Vice Chancellor for Student Services to the podium, Dr. David Mays.
This semester, ASU-Beebe is conferring 208 awards across all campuses, including 13 Associate of Applied Science degrees, 3 Associate of Arts degrees, 3 Associate of Fine Arts degrees, 6 Associate of General Studies degrees, 98 Associate of Science degrees, 37 Certificates of Proficiency, 27 Technical Certificates, and 21 GEDs. Candidates are listed in the program in alphabetical order under the award categories. Each candidate has worked hard to earn the awards they will receive, and we would like to recognize those who have earned awards of distinction during their time at ASU-Beebe. Students who have earned a grade point average of 3.75 or higher are indicated in the program with an asterisk, and you will notice many candidates are wearing one or more cords of distinction, and the colors of the cords indicate their affiliation. Gold cords signify members of the Honor Society Gamma Beta Phi. Green cords signify members of the Honor Society Alpha Deer Omega. White and purple cords signify members of the National Vocational and Technical Honor Society. Red and blue cords signify members of the ASU-Beebe Leadership Scholars. White and light blue cords signify members of the National Residence Hall Honor Society. Red, white, and blue cords indicate active duty military service or veteran status. Gray and silver cords are for graduates of the Vet Tech program. White sashes are for graduates of the Practical Nursing program. Red and black cords indicate graduates who participated in TRIO programs. The students wearing medals with red ribbons are members of the Future Educators Club, and students wearing medals with white ribbons placed first, second, or third in the Skills USA competition. And now I would like to invite Dr. Goodner for the presentation of candidates.
Will the fall 2021 graduating class please rise? Chancellor Methvin, the faculty are in the process of recording grades and carefully examining the accomplishments of the fall 2021 graduating class. At this time, it appears the final auditing of the academic records will confirm that each eligible member of the class has completed the requirements and met the standards of the Arkansas Department of Higher Education and the Arkansas State University System Board of Trustees. Therefore, it is with great pride that the faculty presents them to you and unanimously recommends that the appropriate certificates and degrees be conferred.
Thank you, Dr. Goodner. By the authority vested in me by the Arkansas Department of Higher Education and the Arkansas State University System Board of Trustees, in pending review of final records, it is my honor to confer upon each of you the technical certificate, certificate of proficiency, Associate of Arts, Associate of Fine Arts, Associate of Science, Associate of Applied Science, and Associate of General Studies degrees as pertains to each, with all of the rights, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereunto. Congratulations, graduates. I can't wait to greet each one of you.
If the front row of graduates would remain standing and begin to make your way this way, and those of you behind the first row may go ahead and have a seat at this moment. We will begin the awarding of degrees and certificates. Receiving an Associate of Science degree in Agriculture, Katie May Cogbill. Receiving an Associate of Science degree in Agriculture, Dawson Brady Cox. Receiving an Associate of Science degree in Business, Lindsay Mann. Receiving an Associate of Science degree in Business, Aurelia Sierra Wheeler. Receiving an Associate of Science degree in Business, Caitlin A. Rivas. Receiving an Associate of Science degree in Business, Amanda Warren. Receiving an Associate of Applied Science degree in Business Technology with an emphasis in Management and Marketing, Dakota Davis. Receiving an Associate of Science degree in Agriculture, Madison Nicole Welch. Receiving an Associate of Science degree in Criminal Justice, Melissa Gardner. Receiving a technical certificate in air conditioning, heating, and refrigeration technology, Justin David Daigle. Receiving an Associate of Science degree in Computer Information Systems, Mackenzie Lee Stevens. Receiving an Associate of Applied Science degree in General Technology, as well as a technical certificate in Diesel Technology, Jay Cox. Receiving a technical certificate in Power Sports Engine Technology, Andrew R. Everetts. Receiving an Associate of Science degree in Business, Monica K. Yingling. Receiving a technical certificate in Air Conditioning, Heating, and Refrigeration Technology, Carlos Neal. Receiving an Associate of Applied Science degree in Business Technology with an emphasis in Management and Marketing, Gina L. Thomas. Receiving an Associate of Applied Science degree in Criminal Justice, Skylar Swaim. Receiving an Associate of Science degree in Business, Heather Richardson. This completes our awards. I would ask that all the graduates would please rise.
Graduates, please face your family, friends, and faculty. When you processed in this afternoon, we're in the afternoon now, aren't we? Let's start over. When you processed in this afternoon, you wore your tassel on the right, signifying your candidacy for graduation. Now, in keeping with the time-honored tradition of the Academy and the symbolic gesture of crossing your hearts, you may move your tassel from the right to the left. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Fall 2021 graduating class of ASU-Beebe. Faculty, you are dismissed to prepare to greet your graduates, and I ask everyone else please to be seated. At this time, I invite Board of Visitors member Dr. Hazel Dickey to the podium to induct our graduates into the ASU-Beebe Alumni Association.
Graduates of the class of Fall 2021, in just a moment, it will be my privilege and responsibility to induct you as new graduates into the Alumni Association of Arkansas State University, Beebe. First, let me say that ASU-Beebe is the oldest community college in the state. Since 1927, thousands of graduates have earned certificates and degrees from this college. Though our graduates come from diverse backgrounds across a history of nearly 100 years, Your educational experiences at ASU-Beebe connect you through your common goals. As the Alumni Association continues to grow as each graduating class joins our ranks, the successes you will share will continue to make a difference in our communities, in Arkansas, and throughout the nation. We hope you will always take great pride in your alma mater and that you will always be ready to give Arkansas State University, Beebe, your complete and active support. I encourage you to take advantage of your new alumni status, visit our beautiful campuses often, mentor and encourage other students, and take great pride in your journey while giving back to ASU-Beebe. You have earned that privilege. Now, would all the ASU-Beebe graduates please stand? By the authority vested in me by the ASU System Board of Trustees, I am pleased to welcome you into membership in the Arkansas State University Beebe Alumni Association.
Congratulations again, ASU-Beebe alum. Family and friends, will you please rise for our recessional? At this time, the ushers will lead our graduates and their guests in the recessional into our tradition of the faculty celebration tunnel. Though you will not be able to enter this gymnasium again, we have one more ceremony this afternoon to prepare for. We encourage you to enjoy our beautiful campus and celebrate as long as you like. There are a number of really great places to take photos. Don't forget about the arch. You ought to go over to the arch, right, and get a photo. Thanks for sharing this wonderful day with us. Graduates, congratulations.